Morning. I'm Andrea
And I'm Lauren.
from Monroe Community Mental Health Authority. We're here for another Take Care Tuesday to talk to you guys about self-compassion. Lauren, do you know what self-compassion is?
When I think of self-compassion, I think of kind of how you talk to yourself and how do you talk to yourself in a nice, positive way. And when you have self-compassion, it can really change your outlook on who you are. And it's kind of like, how you would want to talk to a friend, I feel like.
Oh yeah, that's really good. Do you think maybe it's something that when we make a mistake, that's a good time to really use a lot of self-compassion?
Yeah, I think it's the best time, I would think, to practice your self-compassion is definitely when you make a mistake, when you're feeling kind of down about something that you did. Because then it's that's kind of when you need it most. That's when you would call up your friend and say, hey, I need some words of encouragement.
Exactly. Do you think there's ever been a time when you really needed to use and practice self-compassion?
Well, just recently, so I am in college and I wrote a paper and, working and going to school and also trying to have social life is just really hard sometimes. And so I was writing this paper and I didn't spend enough time on it that I would usually do. So I just felt like I was going to get a bad grade. I felt really down about myself because I like to do a good job on the things that I do. And I felt like I didn't do as good as I could have done. And so that was a moment that I really had to try to practice my self-compassion and figure out hey, how do I talk myself through this so I don't get more upset, I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense. Can I ask, how did you do on your paper?
I ended up getting a low A, I did really well.
Yeah, so it was something, when you look back at it, right, you think that that's something you really were able to talk to yourself when you look back on it. You can think, I did really well, I'm still really smart, I can still do all these hard things, right?
Yeah, definitely. Because definitely in the, when I first submitted the paper, it was more of I, am slacking, I'm not as good as I thought I was, or, X, Y, and Z, whatever I was feeling in that moment. But, taking the step back and kind of thinking of, when I did get the paper back, kind of all of those things that I was saying, weren't very nice things, not things that I would say to a friend if they were going through the same thing that I was going through.
Yeah, I think that's so important that you say, how you would talk to your friend, because I think sometimes we don't think about that we need to talk to ourselves with the same kind of kindness that we would talk to other people, and that's what self-compassion is, right? What are some things that you think we could do just in everyday life so that you can remind yourself to talk to yourself and practice self-compassion? It is going to be Valentine's Day soon, so what about something like if we wrote ourselves a little love note and that was something we kept in our binder or on your desk at work, and that was something that you could look down if maybe you make a mistake or you need to be reminded of how awesome you are and how you do really good work. Is that something you think that would be really helpful?
Yeah, I think that's actually a really good idea. Or maybe I know, for girls or, other people sometimes it can be maybe on your mirror or something that you look at every single day in the morning when you're getting ready, just a kind of a reminder of, some positive things that you can say to yourself, some things that you might say to a friend, I can get ready for this day and it's going to be a good day and, I'm happy, or different things like that, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of positive self-talk. I think that's so important. So I think for the students moving forward, maybe this week they could write themselves a note and put it in their binder, or write, a little note on their mirror so that they can be reminded every day to practice self-compassion and how important that is and how it'll really make you feel better if you give yourself that positive self-talk.
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea, and I think something really easy to do. It doesn't take a lot of time, but I would just think of something, that's kind of hard for you or something that you kind of feel down about yourself, and write the opposite, or write, hey, if my friend was feeling this way, what would I tell them? And write that down on your love note, on your mirror, something that you'll see every day to encourage to practice your self-compassion.
Yeah, I think that's an awesome idea. So I hope that's something that the students are able to do this week, and then we'll be back next week to give you more tips on self-compassion. So I hope everyone has a great week, and
hope you guys take care.